One of the favorites from week one. Let's welcome Tristian Spillman. There he is. How you doing, Tristian?
I am electric with excitement.
Hope Solo is not a topic on the wheel tonight.
I learned so much about her,
what
though,
did
in
you
the parking
learn?
lot. Incredible. I think she might be the most badass woman alive. I think that's what the lure around the parking lot of Wild Wings here is. She's an impressive lady.
Well, we'll see if you're as impressed with this topic here in Club 1080 night. Your topic, Tristian, going to the movies.
Going to the movies.
2 minutes on the clock, and
Who
they're all
doesn't
yours.
like going to the movies? Everybody loves going to the movies. What I love about movies is it's almost evolving now. It's almost turning to like a sports fan with movies these days. There's like a competition between movie franchises, what's going to be out there and what's going to be the best, you know? And you can't be an Avengers fan simultaneously with a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, not unless you're, if you're a true fanboy, you got to pick one of those. So I'm pretty excited to see when DC finally comes out, and you have Marvel versus DC. That'll be a war worth a fanboy epic seeing right there. It's an investment now, though, you have to admit, going to the movies. If you're going with your whole family, it's like going to a theme park, which is why you got to go to the 3D. Even if the movie is terrible, at least you know you're going to be flying through the sky, kicking butt with the action. Most recently, I saw Jupiter Ascending. If you want my review on that movie, Jupiter Ascending, Catch Me Now I'm Falling in Love. Because if you watch the previews for that movie, she actually falls 3 times and is swooped up and caught. That happens just within the 2-minute previews. So that'll tell you what you need to expect from that film. It was exciting, but the 3D I thought was overused. It was like the gimmick through the whole thing. I think the best use of 3D so far had to be Gravity. Somebody actually using 3D to tell a story was pretty amazing. Space exploration, you really felt like you were out there. I'm excited, though, to see what the next generation is going to move beyond 3D. Like they already have moving theaters or revolving. Is going to be a hologram project directly into your brain. The potential is infinite. I would be fun to actually hear sports stars' opinions on movies. That'd be a cool way. I bet, Lynch would have an opinion about which one of the Thundercats he should play. The answer to that question, of course, is Panthro. All right, thank you guys very much.
Thanks, Tristian. Tristian Spillman, everybody.
It's just too much to talk about. Movies is just
That's
huge.
sometimes the hardest thing is narrowing it in and focusing it in on one particular topic. Sook, what do you think, Tristian, there?
That was rough, man. I thought last week you were my favorite, and this week, if I was ranking, that might be the worst. And
Yikes.
I love you, and I think there's something in there because last week you were dynamite. I told you last week, if you do that every single week, you will win. You didn't do it this week.
I should have abandoned the topic and moved on to something else. It would have been the way to go.
At the end there, like the Panthro thing, I thought that was funny.
Right.
It took 2 minutes to get there. In 2 minutes, that was the one thing that made me smile. That was the one thing I thought was kind of chuckle-worthy. Everything else I thought was awkward. So for my hope, I hope you go through. Because to me, you don't go from being the best to being the worst. The truth has to lie somewhere in the middle, and I hope it's closer to week 1 than it was week 2, because that wasn't good. I love you, man, but that was bad.
All right. Well, thank you for your honesty.
Honesty, harsh words from your coach.
well,
Let's see
maybe not
what the judges thought with Ryan Cooley.
There were a couple guys I was worried about for the Club 1080 round. Based on your last 2 performances, man, you weren't one of them. I thought this was your wheelhouse, and maybe just the topic was too broad, like you said.
Yeah.
But for a guy that got Hope Solo and didn't know who she was, and you made us all love it, that one was tough. I got to agree with Sue. I'm sorry.
Dusty?
Yeah, I'm with Ryan on this. I thought I was like, this is a no-brainer for Tristian. And the one thing that I was kind of wanting to see was Tristian, the sports talk guy and the long-form talk guy, not the stand-up comedian that can make everybody laugh. I wanted that guy who can make us all laugh. I think that you could knock this out of the park 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Today was just that one day. And it's not something you should hang your head on, but it is what
I know I could have done, but I wish if I had 2 hours, I bet I could have filled it. But
Yeah.
Well, let's see, Keith. You think Tristian's going to be safe for next week?
If he's got a lot of friends, I think that's where you start. You go Twitter, you go to the
everybody.
text line, make the rest of your time talking. Make sure you tell people to vote for you. One flame out, we can forgive. Two, that's a little troublesome.
And a final word from Jeff Austin.
Yeah, I felt like you never really settled on the one thing you wanted to sink your teeth into on the topic. I was looking for something a little more experiential, like going to the movies with a date, what that's like, or taking the wife, or the kind of behavior that you experience with the people who leave their cell phone on, or those kinds of things. I was kind of waiting. I don't want to say cliches, but I needed one thing I could sink my teeth into. I didn't quite get it, but I know what you've got there, and I think it's still possible you'll be back next week.
Thank you. Those are all great topics. I should have done those. All right, thanks.
Tristian, thank you very much. Nice
Thank you,
job.
guys.